Dr. Yu Kyung.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for organizing this forum and giving me a chance to introduce Korean activities in the Arctic. Let me start the Arctic research activities of Korea. This map of Arctic prepared by Korean government. When we look up the Arctic from Korea, it looks like this. As you may already know, Korea, like Singapore, is not the Arctic state. So you may ask, why Korea in the Arctic? As sea ice melts and declines, the Arctic polar vortex weakens. And as a result, middle latitude such as Korea, Japan, Europe, and USA meet higher cold waves and heavy snowfalls in wintertime. The research performed by Korean and USA scientists was published on Nature Communications and introduced in media. We realized that the Arctic is very relevant to Korea. Let me give brief introduction of Korean Arctic activities. In 1999, a Korean scientist joined Chinese Arctic cruise. It was first Arctic research of Korea. And in 2002, we became International Arctic Science Committee member, and we also opened the Arctic Dasan Station, research station in Svalbard. And in 2010, we did our first Arctic expedition with Korean research vessel Araon. And in 2011, we hosted Arctic Science Committee Week in Seoul. And 3 years ago, Korea, with Singapore, became the observer state of Arctic Council. And Korea government announced Arctic Policy Master Plan. Actually, Arctic is a rising issue in Korea. This map showed our research area. Since 1999, we joined Japanese, Chinese, and Russian Arctic expedition. But from 2010, we did our own Arctic expedition with ice-breaking research vessel Araon. And we also participated in ice coring in Greenland and environmental studies in Greenland, Canadian High Arctic, and Alaska too. This is the ice-breaking research vessel Araon. With this Araon, we have studied Chukchi, Siberian, and Beaufort Sea every year. In every summer last 6 years, we did Arctic research cruise to get scientific data. Recently, every year, around 100 researchers, including foreign research scientists, have joined the Arctic research expedition on Araon. We did multidisciplinary study to monitor the environmental changes in the Arctic Ocean and relevant systems. Sea ice is also monitored by physically and biogeochemically. And we did atmospheric observations not only from Araon, but also from Norwegian research vessel Lance to understand the changes in the Arctic area. The research activities of Araon has published, more than 70 papers have been published, and one of them was on the Nature Geoscience. Now, let's move to terrestrial environment. Korean government supports a research project, Circumarctic Permafrost Environmental Change Monitoring. So we manage the 4 research sites in Arctic. We want to understand environmental changes in permafrost. Does greenhouse gas really increase in this area? And what kind of response of plants and soil ecosystems to climate changes? These are our research topics. So we did atmospheric observations in Council, Alaska to monitor the greenhouse gases and understand the photosynthesis and soil respirations of ecosystems. All of data are transferred to Korea by using of Wi-Fi system and satellite in real time. And we also have managed the climate change manipulation systems in Cambridge Bay, Canada. And we want to know the past of Arctic environment, so we studied geological history in Svalbard, the Norwegian High Arctic. And we also want to know the environmental changes after the disappearance of glaciers. As you can see, the over 1 kilometer of glacier has been disappeared within 100 years. Through these research activities, we hope we can understand the magnitude, mechanisms, and consequences of changes in the Arctic. And we also understand the effect of changes on the Arctic ecosystems and the response and adaptation of Arctic ecosystem to climate changes. And we hope this research data can be basis for our actions to embrace these changes in the future. Now let's move to international contribution and collaborations. As an observer state of Arctic Council, Korea has attended working group meetings and tried to find any contributions to their activities. And we have also supported international organizations such as International Arctic Science Committee and so on. And we also have research collaboration with Arctic states such as Iceland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, USA, Canada, and Russia. Okay, let's move to public relations and education. Public activities are also our job. So books on Arctic have been published during 3 years. And the Arctic research activities were introduced on a TV program. And we held photo exhibitions on Arctic tundra, and more than 7,000 people visited these exhibitions. And we operated a program for the young generation. The high school students were selected on the basis of their research plans, and they go to field trip to Arctic Dasan Station, and their activities are blogged on the online. Their activities. We hope we can cooperate in sharing data, information, and knowledge on Arctic area, and in research collaboration and co-utilization of the infrastructures in the Arctic, and in education and public relations in the future. Okay, thank you.